flesh on Christmas Day, because tomorrow you may die. It was quite a common thing, because after eating, drinking, and being merry on Christmas Day, probably more people died the next day than usual, probably. Overdose or something like that. It's a pretty pointless purpose of life. So whatever it is, it's feeling good. Everyone, all material, everyone wants to feel good. And in Krishna consciousness, that's about decisions, feeling good. Go, I feel good. We give up our services. I feel good now. We hope that we understand that's not what we're here for. We're here to try to bring pleasure to Krishna. Bringing pleasure to Krishna, we may not know it. Therefore, the spiritual master, the Guru Parampara, the Sadhu, the Shastra give us that opportunity to, first of all, understand what will bring pleasure to Krishna, and secondly, to help us to actually practically apply that principle in our lives. This is the Sangha of devotees and the service to the spiritual master. We're trying to pass this on from Srila Prabhupada, albeit imperfectly and without sincerity in many cases, at least in my case. But something we hope is there to try to encourage others to chant the holy name purely. Many amongst us have taken vows to chant the holy name of Krishna, minimum so many times a day. How many times a day? 16 times a day. What's that mean? Krishna, 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 6. How many more times? 7. Krishna, 8, 9. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Finish 16. Is that it? No. I chanted 16. You said 16 times a day.
16 times 1,728.
What? 1,728 what? All the whole mantra. Okay, 1,720. You have to count 1,728 a day. Mantras, okay? Maha mantras. And we all know that no, we don't all know, but those who are chanting will know that even that sometimes is not so. It's kind of easy, but we don't give it much priority sometimes. Maybe we don't even do it sometimes. We made a vow. This is what Prabhupada said sincerity means. We say something and we do it. You make a promise, you do it. That's sincerity in one sense. There's more to it, but that's the foundation of sincerity. We make a vow to get married and stick with each other. Are we sincere? Not as much as we could be. So being sincere means, okay, maybe it's only out of duty. We made the vow. Duty is important. It's not to be ignored entirely just because I don't feel like it. Many of you have children. Where's Draupadi? She has a new baby. Where is Draupadi and her baby? Right at the very end with the baby. She's very humbly sitting in the corner. I thought she had 5 children, but she got 6 now. Now 6. 6 children. So anyone knows when you have 6 children, you can't say, I don't feel like it today. Isn't it?
Yeah.
You like it or not like it, you've got to look after your kids. If you can't do it for some absolute reason, you will make sure that someone else does it, right? Don't just walk away. I don't feel like it today, man. I've had enough of this. Blimmin' kids, look after yourselves. Obviously, what is that? We tend to forget deities. looking after the deities. Oh, I don't feel like it today. Find somebody else to do it. Okay, but we're just missing out on the opportunity. The cows, Namachara looks after cows. Where's Baladev? Is he here or is he busy? He's busy. He's with the cows. You can't just sort of send a text message to the cows. Sorry, boys and girls, I'm not coming today. Feed yourselves. You know? There's natural duty. But these are just conditional duties. They're important. But the duty, our eternal duty, why we sometimes forget who we are. Has anyone ever forgotten who they are? I don't mean in terms of, Mr. Jones or Mrs. DuPont or something, but in terms of who we actually are. Has anyone ever forgotten that? Most of the time, I hardly ever remember. Occasionally it occurs to us, maybe I'm not just a body, maybe I'm a spirit soul, but we're more than that. What are we? We're the eternal servants of, we heard this morning, ultimately servants of Krishna, because Krishna has created everything that exists, not just because he had nothing else to do or didn't know what he was doing. It was a mistake. I'm sorry, boys, I didn't mean to create you. He has a purpose. What is that purpose? What is the purpose of everything? Krishna, you could definitely put it into one word, Krishna. So Krishna's pleasure, we could say a little bit more descriptively. For the pleasure of Krishna. He's got a pretty big false ego. Mega. Maha false ego. We have mini ones. Because we come from Krishna. So. But Krishna doesn't really have a false ego. We may think like that. That's his real ego. Ego is not a bad word. Ego means identity. But that's just how it is. That's who he is. That's his identity. He is the supreme enjoyer. And everything is meant for his pleasure. And we exist for his pleasure. We may not like that. But that's what we're in the material world. But that's our actual constitution. And that's what it's all about. So this whole process of devotional service, and including such ceremonies as Vyasa Puja, where we show our gratefulness, our respect. We hope that this will help to deflate our false egos. False ego means seeing it separately from Krishna. Seeing ourselves as the enjoyer, the feel-good person, and so on. We hope and pray that you all today feel closer to our parampara, to Krishna, through Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. And as we touched on the subject this morning of the real Vyasa Puja, of serving the message of the spiritual master, that we embrace that message, even though there's a little suffering, as a mother will undergo any amount of suffering for her child. In the war, even not experienced, I don't know if anyone here is experienced, but and maybe your parents. My father was on the front line of the war, where we would hear that some days, sometimes he said he went 2 weeks almost without sleep. The only time he slept was when they were marching at night. They would have to sleep while walking. There was no way they could sleep. They were on red alert 24 hours a day. There's some kind of duty there to the country. But these are all externals. If we really want to achieve our actual purpose, then this little sacrifice, where is the sacrifice? Sacrifice for the pleasure of Krishna. Sacrifice for the pleasure of the spiritual master. And ultimately that sacrifice will bring us happiness. Permanent happiness, not just some temporary, relative happiness because someone was nice to us, because someone gave us the facility we wanted, because somebody recognized us. Children mentality is like that. You need to grow up and become a little more serious. Why we came to this movement. Why? We should keep that in focus. Hare Krishna. By Srila Prabhupada's grace, we're here. By his mercy, we're here. That mercy from Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, through Srila Prabhupada. We're just to different degrees, we're just different effects of that mercy. If we hold on to that mercy in the form of devotional service, in its various forms, then we will be protected from the influence of Maya. Stay on that boat. Don't jump off. When I was a kid, we used to go on holiday. Now, the Channel Islands, have you ever heard of the Channel Islands? If you're from France, you probably know in the history, more or less it was French, and it's more or less in France. It's very close to the French border. Islands off the Normandy coast. We used to go for maybe every year for a while, for our holidays there. And we would go by boat. I was a little child, maybe 6 years old. And there would be seasickness. And I would be very sick. So I remember being sick several times. And vomiting and crying. I want to get off the boat. I was kicking. My mother was trying to, hold me down. And I was almost cursing her for not letting me get off the boat. Because I thought the boat was the cause of my sickness. But the boat's not the cause of the sickness. If I were to jump off the boat, I would definitely be sick. I would drown. So we may think sometimes the boat's a little rocky because the material world around us is rocky. And then we blame the boat to try to jump off and merge into the ocean. If I don't jump off the boat, we'll be drowned. It may be a little rocky sometimes. But if the boat is right, and in that case we have the constant reference point of Srila Prabhupada and his teachings and his association in various ways to keep us on the right direction, then we will reach the safe shore in due course of time. Stay on the boat, don't get off. Follow your principles, chant as nicely as you can the Maha Mantra. And whenever the spare moment is there, read Prabhupada's books. Chant Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you all very much. We'll hand over to our very humble MC, wherever he is. Where's the humble MC? Janananda Prabhu has come to France and he's been here on and off for several years now, serving here in New Mayapur mostly. Kindly emceeing today. We'd like to thank the temple management for facilitating today's program. And of course to thank you all for coming from far and near. I don't know who came. Maybe you're the furthest. Which planet did you come from? Pardon? Jupiter. You came from, not Mercury. Came from Jupiter. Okay. Jumpeter. Jumpeter? Jumpeter. Oh, it's jumping. come probably, no, the furthest I think is from New Zealand. It's further, isn't it? Some came from New Zealand. Who came from New Zealand? You came from New Zealand, Madhav. Mukunda Madhav? Oh, no? He's from Rodez. Rodez. Who came from New Zealand? Come on, hands up, the New Zealanders, the Kiwis. Any Kiwis? Any Kiwis? Huh? Where is he? There's Kiwi. There's a Kiwi. Come here, let everyone see what a Kiwi looks like. Actually, he's a Fijian. He's a Fijian, but he lives in New Zealand. They're not all brown like this in New Zealand. Yeah, but he's been living here more or less for a long time. He's from Fiji, but Kiwi. Where's your wife? There she is. Danista's in the corner there. There from anyone else from New Zealand?
He's doing the dishes.
Who? Who? He's Aussie. He's an Aussie. Well, they wouldn't let him in New Zealand. They actually wouldn't let him in when he first came. They prevented him from coming in because he came. Because he visited Europe, they wouldn't let him in. Make a long story. And then from Australia, who's from Australia? Hands up, Australia. Quite a contingency here. There's at least 10 devotees from Australia, maybe. Where's Madhavananda? Where's Madhavananda? There he is. He's also from Australia. He's leaving us today, unfortunately. Yeah, he didn't get his dates right. And he's been waking the deities every day for 2 weeks here. And doing cooking every day and doing other RTs and everything under the sun. That's what it's like at New Mayapur. If you take the risk of saying, can I come and stay? If you're lucky, you'll be avalanche with service, if you're lucky. Where else are we from? Who else is from some other far distant country outside of Europe? Anyone? Outside of Europe? Any other far distant countries? In Europe, we have devotees from Germany,
London,
England, of course, if you count that in Europe. Where else from? Switzerland, Italy, Portugal, Holland, France, of course. Maybe somebody from Belgium is here. Maybe Denmark. Where anyone else from any other country besides England, Scotland, Ireland?
there is someone from Canada.
Canada. Who's from Canada? Hey, where's our Brahmachari Pranaguranga? Is it? Hare Krishna, Bhui. Traveling around Europe, he came at I don't know if you knew what was going on, but you came at a particularly interesting time. And all the devotees from different parts of France, thank you for coming. And I wish I could serve you more sincerely. I apologize for my inability, my lack of purity, sincerity, and dedication, and humility. Humility doesn't just mean being quiet and tolerant. It means without any concern about the respect or anything like that. One acts for the pleasure of the Lord. One follows one's spiritual master's instruction. Despite the response may not always be so pleasant. One has to act, just like Arjuna had to act. On the battle of Kurukshetra, Prabhupada says this is Arjuna's humility, that he was killing warriors under the direction of Krishna, not on his own account. Humility means to act on behalf of Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you, Maharaj. We'd like to take this opportunity to present Maharaj with the Book of Offerings from Disciples and Well-Wishers, which has been put together by all your wonderful offerings and the hard work of Janananda Prabhu and Sandhini Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Beautiful. I'd just like to mention Jivananda Prabhu is not here, of course, and neither is Sandini. Jivananda Prabhu is in Australia, I believe. Is that right, Madhavananda? They're with the Harinam Ruchi there, and Vishnu Jan and Jivananda are not with us today, and Chaitanya Chandra, three of them, are all there on the Harinam Ruchi party. And we'll be meeting them in a few days in Malaysia, actually. I'll see them. And Sandini, I don't know if she was ever planning to come, but somebody told me, I think Kalindi is here from Slovakia. The weather is very bad, is that right? Much, much, much more severe in here. It was next to impossible for most of those to get here, even if they wanted to. Severe snow and very, very cold. So much of Europe been gripped in nice weather and amazing cold weather, making it difficult. Even the devotees from the United Kingdom were delayed. Many of them one day. Buses were cancelled. Karina's bus, even from Paris, was cancelled. Many buses. One devotee coming from south, the train got stuck a couple of 100 kilometers away, and they had to stay in a hotel overnight before they could come forth. This is, but we don't stop. Even though there are obstacles, we still keep going forward. Hare Krishna. Okay. Go forward.
So now we'll begin the offerings, and we would like to invite our local senior devotee, Goswami Prabhu, to give an offering, and we're going to try and do it online. And we just a reminder, if we can keep all the offerings in time, relatively brief, 3 minutes approximately. We'll see how we go for time. We tried to set up the TV, but it didn't work. But I'll just try and bring it up.
This is the history of New Mayapur. Technology. Now, just a few words before Gopaswami Prabhu speaks. Gopaswami Prabhu has just undergone an operation. He's a senior devotee of New Mayapur. Some of you don't know him, but he's our dearmost devotee here in New Mayapur. He and his good wife. He also has disciples. Maybe some are here today, I don't know. And he's a very dear friend and constant support for the devotees here as well as myself. And we're all praying that he can recover from his operation and sickness. And we'll have his association again very soon. He can't walk right now, so he wasn't able to join us today. So he's kindly with us online. Thank you, Gopaswami Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, you can give your offering to Maharaja. I'll maybe change my position a few times.
Yes. It's okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Haribol Gopaswami Prabhu obeisances again and again. All glories to Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Vanshakalpa,
To
Patita.
this time.
Haribol.
Pam Ho. Pam Ho. Pam Ho.
After nice, big, great words, I listened to your class yesterday evening, this morning also. That was very appropriate, to link Vyasa Puja, the current guru, to Vyasa as a person and as a host, and also to link it with the whole Gaudiya Vaishnavacharyas, it was a very good point, I guess everybody here listened to your class, please. Very good, Vyasa Puja is great, it's great, that links us through our guru to the whole Gaudiya Vaishnavacharyas. It is so. Of course, it links us first to Srila Prabhupada in our, ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Srila Prabhupada is the standard, is the acharya for all the non-self-ambitious preachers. Be there within or without the movements doesn't mean always, it's not a problem. But yes, we accept Srila Prabhupada as the standard. And you are upholding this, by your faithfulness to Srila Prabhupada's instructions and mood, Maharaj. Therefore, we feel secure and inspired under your shelter in this friendship. It's important. I wanted to express that, I feel very much secure and inspired. There's a word called hermeneutic, how to understand the knowledge coming from people, hermeneutic. And in Islam, we understand the knowledge from all our acharyas, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and Goswami, six Goswami. We understand them through Srila Prabhupada. And also, we understand Srila Prabhupada through them. So, faithfulness to Prabhupada, as you demonstrated with truth, Palina Parichyate, is very, very important for me, and of course, I guess for everybody, to be sure that whatever we do, it's on the good line. We don't waste time, we don't deviate, so whatever little endeavor we do is good for life. So thank you very much, Maharaj, for your faithfulness to your Prabhupada's mood and instructions, and that allows us to progress happily in Krishna consciousness safely. Thank you. Then, yes, I wanted to quote, I found a very small, nice verse, Siddhi Bhaktiva Neti Samsayo no Chuta Sena Nishansana Bhakta Parinatva Atmana from the Varaha Purana, Varadev Kijai.
Haribo.
He said that whether there is perfection or not for the servants of the Lord Achyuta, there could be doubt. Whether there is perfection or not for the servants of Achyuta, there could be doubt. But there is absolutely no doubt for those attached to serving his devotees, they will attain perfection.
Hare Krishna. Jai Gopaswami. Hare Krishna.
So maybe I can just give a little quick personal, simple appreciation, Maharaj. Just for me, Thank you, Maharaj, because I long to be back in Little India with you, Anyway, I remember with, very fondly when you used to come around my little hut during the night, chanting softly, and finally taking me out of sleep, and we would go together, in the night, in the forest, chanting japa. That was really nice. And sometimes also you knock my door, and you just come inside, sit down on the floor, on the cardin, and we would speak about Prabhupada and God brothers and read some books. Another little remembrance, it happened a few times. One time I knocked your door and tried to get some, association for 1 minute. And of course you drag me in, sit me down, and then I stay for like more than 1 hour. And then I realized that my wife Krishna Shana was in the forest during the night in the car waiting for me for 1 minute. And he told me, hey, what about Mother Krishna Shana? Finally, I just want to remember fondly that this year you wanted to make sure that that Vyasa Puja was honored for me some or other, according to circumstances, time and place. So in Paris, you just threw me down in an armchair in the temple room, unexpectedly, and then started a very ecstatic kirtan with whoever devotees was there. and put a cake on my knees, and that was that was honestly the most spontaneous, simple, ecstatic Vyasa Puja for the insignificant member of the Parampara that I am.
Hare Krishna.
Anyway,
Hare Hare. Goswami
Thank you,
Prabhu.
Maharaj.
Thank you.
Like everybody knows, thank you for giving life to this French yatra and by your faithfulness to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Goswami Prabhu ki jai. Hari Bol. Thank you, Goswami Prabhu. We can understand the absolute necessity of sadhusanga, associating of devotees, and there are many wonderful devotees all over ISKCON, here in France also. But Goswami Prabhu, many of you have seen in the past, he'd been living 20 years more in Little India in his little small mud hut, taking bath outside in the winter, cold weather. He uses the outside nature's facilities for passing and bathing, everything outside. His hut is a very large hut of 9 square meters, just not even able to stand up inside. You live in there for many decades. Now, due to health, he's living elsewhere mostly, sometimes down there. This sacrifice, the service of Prabhupada's mission, simple living, high thinking, a great example of devotee who's developed the qualities of humility and tolerance and respect for others, and not expecting respect, attachment to the holy name, attachment to Krishna Katha. We need that type of association. We're not here to fault find, we're not here to gossip, we're not here to just hear all the negativities of the world and so on. We're here to develop something going on. Hare Krishna, thank you all very much. Thank you, Goswami Prabhu, especially. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna. Now we'd like to invite His Grace Shikshastakam Prabhu to say an offering.
Shikshastakam Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna. What good fortune we are that Shikshastakam Prabhu has kindly come along after many years of responsibility in family life and so on to help us so much here at New Mayapur and in Paris also. Very dear association. Thank you. There's a chair there. Chair, Prabhu. You're the chairman now. Elected to become the chairman.
Hare Krishna, dear Maharaj. I would also say, dear God brother, but most intimately I'd say also my dear friend. This is important to have friendship in Krishna consciousness. We assemble, we mix with the bodies all day, we mix with our family, of course, but having friends where you can share your mind, your Krishna consciousness, your everything is also very important. So I just wanted to say a few words because he said 3 minutes, but Srila Prabhupada sometimes came in front of devotees, maybe devotees that are, they were not maybe responsible for temples or sannyasis, and he would say, are you chanting your rounds? And when the spiritual master asks you this question, well, you're supposed to say the truth or not the truth. You may feel a little awkward. Anyway, at that time, this devotee said, yes, Prabhupada, I'm chanting my 16 rounds, as he was. And then, what was the second question Prabhupada usually asks? Are you reading my books? And what is the third question? Yeah. Are you preaching Krishna consciousness? So it goes in the same way, and I wanted to express my gratitude, Maharaj, because you may or may not know this, but Maharaj's body is a little old. Sorry for that. I'm coming there too, but anyway. And somehow or other, how many devotees of Maharaj's age, Srila Prabhupada's disciple, are still going out in the street in France or elsewhere, and particularly asking all of us to go out in the street? How many? You can count them probably on the fingers of your two hands in all of ISKCON. So Maharaj, you've been giving us that taste for preaching Krishna consciousness since you came in this country and since you came in this yatra, without fail. And everybody, every year, some of you may or may not know, every year Maharaj is asking, who will manage somehow the marathon this year? Who will manage the winter marathon? Who will manage the summer marathon? And guess what? Maharaj is there every year. Not only distributing books, but even counting money. So,
That's why I'm so rich. That's why I've got a big palace in Little India.
so I think I can say on behalf of the whole French Yatra, on behalf of the devotees, and you said before, the most important thing is not how nice we are building temples, how nice we are doing this, how successful or not we are. The most important thing is how are we advancing in Krishna consciousness. And what a more sublime way of continuing to advance in Krishna consciousness and having an association such as yourself. It inspires all of us, it inspires me greatly when we discuss together about Krishna's topics, this topic, that topic. It is so important, of course, that we have this, and hopefully, I said your body may be a little old, but okay, you could probably go until 100, maybe, who knows. It's supposed to be the average of this age. But anyway, hopefully, we need to, of course, take a little bit on our shoulders, a little weight from you, and make sure that somehow or other, you get your time in Krishna consciousness, in developing bhakti, in developing bhav, in developing prem, because this is the ultimate goal that we are all facing today. This is where we are at today. Making sure that whatever we do, of course we do it for Krishna, but whatever we do, we need to reestablish this relationship. So relationship is crucial, is important, and is the key of our lives. And you've shown us such kindness, such direct and personal relationship. You can all testify. Maharaj is very personal, he's very kind, concerned, caring. When Krishna, develops the 64 qualities in Bhagavad Gita, when Rupa Goswami develops the 64 qualities in Nectar of Devotion, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur again stresses the importance. You've shown some of these qualities, Maharaj. And particularly, I'm just wanting to, as Goswami was saying just before, your faith, your dedication to Srila Prabhupada is at the utmost importance for all of us. And I would also mention your kindness. So thank you so much, Maharaj, for having spent all this time so far in this yatra. And thank you for continuing also.
Thank you so much, Satsakam Prabhu. His presence is so important to myself, and the association is unendingly valuable. Thank you.
Now, the Vishesha.
dedicated much of her life to serving the deities here in New York. Her and her husband, her dear husband, Janananda Prabhu, who unfortunately his health is not good. But again, as Shastra Prabhu said, our bodies, when they get older, they do tend to become, they tend to become reduced in their capacity to do things.
I'm very happy you're here. I don't know how to express, I don't know verse, but I like New Mayapur, so for me it's a big gift that Krishna sent you here, because you have made so many things happening. Goswami said, and you're very easy to reach. Many of my friends who come, or god brother or god sister who come visit, they always say that. Yeah. So, and you are very nice disciple. We said apple falls from good tree, so definitely you're a good tree. You are very nice disciple who are very dedicated. They are young and they are sacrificing their life like we did at the beginning. And it's very encouraging to see that New Mayapur is going in that way. I have god sister around the world, and not in all the temple it's going like that. A lot of old people want to keep their place, and I'm very happy that we have young devotees who are completely dedicated to Srila Prabhupada, to the movement, to New Mayapur. And they're doing a lot of sacrifice, I can see. And it's because you train them good. So I want to thank you for that. You brought a lot of nice people here, nice devotees. And you bring back the... Yesterday I was with Veda at the Arctic. There were so many people jumping, and we thought, oh, it's good to see young people jumping, because we cannot jump. But it was actually very pleasing, that big arti yesterday night, because it reminded me when we were young and everyone was jumping on all the side of the temple. And it was actually was keeping the enthusiasm of being here, because it was austere, but it was bliss with the big kirtan. And when I see that yesterday, I was very happy. I thought, oh yeah, it's really nice, that mood. So I thank you for the mood. I thank you for all the brahmacharis which had disappeared from France, and for all the books that you make distribute, and especially for the mood you're bringing to New Mayapur. It's very nice. It's very nice, since I don't know who sent you there. It was before you were sannyas, I think. They send you somewhere to preach, and they send you here.
I came here, it was suggested by Prahlad Nanda Maharaj.
So we have to thank him.
yes and no. I told him I can't come because I was going to Philippines, and Philippines was devoid of any visitors of any kind, and an alienated place. So he said at the end that obviously if you're going there, you can't, not expected to go a new place elsewhere. So I didn't come. The next year I came because Chaitanya Nitai invited me.
Ah,
He just moved back to France. He was living in Lille.
oh yeah. And he knew you from New
Oh
Zealand.
yeah, when I was the temple president in Auckland, he was living in the temple then, in the 90s.
So we have to thank him very much.
Yeah, so he was asking me, please come, please come. So I came to see him and then visited Paris and Morocco.
Yeah, I'm very, very grateful for you being here, and I just wish you live long
Live long.
and
Not
you
long enough yet. Too long already. How long? 250 years. Well, we heard today we only live once. So that, who said that? One of the Brahmacharis said, he quoted, we only live once.
so I don't know.
Said
I
forever.
just
He
want
said forever.
I just want to thank you. I'm very grateful. And yeah, it's wonderful you're here. And your disciples are wonderful. So New Mayapur is wonderful. For me, it was always wonderful, but it's more now. It's more.
Wonderful, more wonderful. We want to see it most wonderful.
Yeah.
Make me know.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Thank you, Mother Vishesha. You've been one of the rocks stabilizing the action. Dedicated years of service. Thank you so much. Through thick and thin, and I know it's been a lot of thick and thin. I just come in and you live through it all.
Now we would like to invite His Grace Arishtanasana Prabhu.
I'd like to mention Arishtanasana Prabhu is one of our younger god brothers, no doubt, but he's not that young either. You're actually coming up to 70, are you? 70? And he also has been, he's going out every marathon, and whenever he gets a chance, he also goes out on book distribution. And when he goes out, is that right, Diana Typo? He's a top book distributor, right? When he goes out,
Yes.
he has the most. He was one of the top book distributors in the 70s and 80s also. Many wonderful devotees. In this yatra, I'd just like to mention, that we see a few of us here today, but there are hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of devotees over the last 50 years. We've rendered so much service in this yatra, not just in the form of book distribution, but we had the most flourishing gurukuls here, the farmers here, other projects were going on, preaching centers. The yatra was very, very broad and very hundreds and hundreds of devotees. Many have left their bodies, many have gone elsewhere, or they have the ruins here. And then the tremendous service which will never go in vain. Yes, I take this out. And those may come in have challenges and difficulties and doubts, not surprisingly, that so many wonderful devotees, maybe sometimes difficulties there, but that service will never be forgotten. It should never forget. Thank you all very much. All the devotees who've done that service. And thank you all very much.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini. It's very difficult to glorify a very advanced devotee of the Lord, like many devotees have expressed that it takes one devotee to glorify a pure devotee. So it's a big challenge for me since I am far from being even a devotee. So what to speak of trying to express and glorify the good qualities of Sripad Maharaj. Srila Rupa Goswami has expressed in a beautiful verse in his introduction to his drama. He wrote a beautiful drama and he's expressing in the introductory verse that the assembly of the devotee coming to hear this drama is very extraordinary. Those devotees are very exceptional. They have so much good qualities. And he's saying that these devotees, they have given up all selfish desires, all selfish consideration. What to do? To take the benefit of all the people in their hands. They have given up all their personal consideration just to embrace the consideration of the people of the world, of every living entity. So this is one of the beautiful qualities that Sripad Maharaj is personifying, that he has given up all personal consideration, all aspirations to help others. This is the first quality that Rupa Goswami is speaking in an assembly of devotees. No self-consideration, but embracing the benefit of all living entities. Then he says that these devotees, they are so qualified that if they are glorified, somehow or other they feel like they have committed the highest sin. They are so humble. If any glorification is given to them, they feel, oh my God, I feel like it's horrible for them. They feel like they have committed the highest sin. This is their humility. So it's difficult to see all these nice qualities in a devotee. We see their accomplishment, but they hide very much their mood. So today I would like to take you to a little journey, very quick, to release the mood of Srila Maharaja. We can see so many developments and analyze and see all the activities of Maharaj. But let's see what's the mood of Maharaj. I'm a little bit pretentious, but do I know the mood of Maharaj? Mood of a devotee is something extraordinary, and the devotee is very expert to hide it. So, somehow or other, we had the good fortune, please come with me, to Shri Vrindavan. This year in Vrindavan, during Kartik month, so it was after Kartik, Maharaj was there, and I was there also, luckily. And that day in the Krishna Bharan Mandir was the day of Monday, which is the day where they speak about Chaitanya Charitamrita. And that day was a special verse from the famous Adilila, the 4th chapter, and it was the verse 189. You can find it on the channels. Maharaj was invited to give the class by the leaders of the Krishna Bharana Mandir. And then, during that class, Maharaj expressed the mood that was spoken in that verse. That verse is the famous chapter which describes the very high subject matter of the service of the Vraja Gopis to Shri Krishna. So that verse was specially mentioning how the sukh of the gopis was the sukh of Krishna. The happiness of the gopis was the happiness of Krishna. They had no other objective. And Maharaj was asked to give the class, so he started saying, I will specially focus on what is the mood of the gopis. So Maharaj was speaking during the class how the gopis had given up everything, sacrificed everything for the service of Krishna, that their happiness resides only in the happiness of Krishna. So to illustrate that mood of total sacrifice, dedication, total abnegation, and finding happiness in the mood of sacrifice that the Gopi are showing, Maharaj Shripad Janananda Goswami Maharaj in his class illustrated that mood. He said, I will speak about the mood in the class of the Gopis. So he illustrated the mood by giving us the example of Srila Prabhupada, how he was himself totally absorbed in that mood of the Gopi, of sacrificing himself totally, giving up everything, all self-consideration, to embrace the benefit of all the people in the world. So Maharaj was quoting the famous interaction that Prabhupada had with devotees who were coming to give reports about their preaching all over the world. And they were coming and listening, and how Prabhupada was so ecstatic and happy to hear their reports. Then one day came a report from Ganashyam Prabhu. So Maharaj is speaking like this in the class. And that report came. Tamal Krishna Maharaj was the secretary of Prabhupada, and he was reading the report of Ganashyam Prabhu. Ganashyam Prabhu is a devotee with a black body who was a student in Princeton, USA. And he joined the mission of Prabhupada, and he was like one of the biggest book distributors, especially doing the library party, distributing in the libraries of universities and to the professors all over the world. Now he had gone to behind the Iron Curtain, the communist countries in Europe, and he was distributing so nicely. And the report came, so it was in the end of Prabhupada's presence in this world. And Tamal Krishna replied what happened when he read the letter to Srila Prabhupada. He explained that Srila Prabhupada is now, Tamal Krishna Maharaj is writing, Maharaj was explaining all this. He was reading from his computer. He has a computer with so many resources. So Maharaj was reading the letter of Tamal Krishna Maharaj to Ganashyam Prabhu. And he was reading, telling, my dear Ganashyam Prabhu, that Ganashyam Prabhu became Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, who preached all over the world, especially in African countries. He was originally from there. So he was telling Tamal Krishna in his letter to Ganashyam Prabhu, your report is giving so much happiness to Srila Prabhupada that Prabhupada cannot express anything. I asked Prabhupada, do you want to say something, to few words to Prabhuji? And he was saying, I was asking Prabhupada, but Prabhupada was just crying. So he was explaining like this, that Prabhupada was so happy with his service, he could not even express any word. And he was just crying. And in this way, Maharaj was relating the mood of the gopis to the mood of Prabhupada, which just crying, appreciating what? The sacrifice of his disciples, devotees. How much they were sacrificing, how much they were successful in spreading all over the world to the topmost people of the world, the big thinkers and professors and politicians of the world. So Maharaj was equating the ecstasies in that way. At least this is my understanding, but I think it's definitely what Maharaj wanted to do. He wanted to show that the mood of the gopis were totally personified in the mood of Srila Prabhupada, who was so much appreciating the sacrifices of the devotees, that even that mood of sacrifice and dedication was transmitted to his own disciples, devotees, and Prabhupada was crying. And at that point, at the end of the class, Maharaj was very emotional, and he made all the temple room also bring tears in the eyes of all the devotees in that Krishna Balaram Mandir during that class at that time. So that shows little glimpse of the art of very advanced devotees. So I wanted to share this with you because we see so many external things, but we have to understand also the mood of our Guru Maharaj. Shri Gurudev is very special. He does very many things, but he has also a very, very deep mood. So in that moment, in Krishna Balaram Mountain, in Sri Vrindavan, Maharaj was expressing actually his mood, which is the mood of Prabhupada, which is the mood of the gopis. So that was really, really sweet. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Janananda Goswami Maharaj ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Shri Briyat Mridang ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Now we would like to invite His Grace Ram Lila Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances to you. No, it's okay.
I just wanted to say how appreciative all the devotees are.
No, it's your glorification today, sorry.
Glorification, that's what it's for. The ability to glorify others. What can I say?
Nothing.
We cannot. Temple management in Paris, it was the devotees in Paris, so appreciate it. They're still hankering for those sandwiches. They come from out of France.
Oh, not really.
Incredible cities, going out every day, cold, and whatever else, distributing books, as well as preparing breakfast. Thank you so much, Mom.
Thank you, Maharaj. I want to thank Srila Prabhupada to have such nice disciples like you. And it's so inspiring. I've been waiting for you for many years because I was anchoring for the Sankirtan movement to start again in France. And I'm very indebted to you for that and for other things also to engage me in the service of Srila Prabhupada. What else can I say? You're such a great devotee. I'm very happy to serve you, Maharaj. I'm very happy. Very happy. I don't know what to say. I have to go back to the kitchen. I forgot to make the chutney.
Tu vas aller parler? Alors, il est où ton livre? Ah ouais. Ok, on va faire ça. Alors, celui-là?
Je vais juste te dire, j'ai du riz bio qui est bien meilleur.
Bah alors, vas-y, on voit.
Ok. Il est demi-complet, il faut 5 minutes, 7 minutes de plus pour le cuire.
Ok.
Mais pas, vraiment, le grain devient bien, ça finit bien.
Il est long, il est long.
Il est long, oui,
Ah,
c'est
ben,
ça,
parfait. Ok, ok.
devrait.
Et demain, tu parles de tes olives?
Oui, oui, oui.
Ok.
Oui, oui, et j'en ai des spécialités. Et il y a du sucre glace. Ça peut limiter.
Ouais, moi, je aussi. Ça va, j'ai pas été trop longue pour parler.
Non, ça va. C'est moins que les autres.
Ça sert à rien. Pour moi, ça sert à rien. Il sait que ça, je sais, mais tu peux c'est ça. Il a changé, non. Waouh. Waouh. Non.
Sorry. And the devotee said maybe the solution for this place would be to have a guru coming along with his disciples and the place and make the place glorious again. Maybe that's the only solution. So that's what happened. But in one sense, yes, in one sense, no. Because when you came more or less alone, actually. You didn't come with 50 devotees. So you met devotees, actually. You met devotees in France. So you are like a touchstone. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that it's very difficult to find a touchstone. In the same way, it's very difficult to find a pure devotee. And I would say that touchstone, you have to go and pick up the touchstone, but you are like a moving touchstone. You go and get the people and transform them. You are in the mood of Nityananda Prabhu, who went to see the lowest man. You are in the mood of Srila Prabhupada, who went to the
Bowery. So you're going to Châtelet-Léal, all the burns, Spain. One of your qualities, you're very grateful. Sometimes we don't always see this quality, even in senior devotees. They don't express it at least, but you really express it, Maharaj, for the slightest, smallest service we do. You really thank from the deepness of your heart. So this I really appreciate. And of course, the proof, as somebody said, the proof of the trees, the other fruits. And I'm just very impressed by all your disciples. And thank you for keeping me in the boat, on the boat. Hare Krishna.
Great inspiration for us here in Mayapur.
To request Dhananjaya Prabhu to say a few words.
Wonderful devotees stayed faithfully in Srila Prabhupada's family through all these decades, through thick and thin. They're still trying everything they can to please Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Wherever I'm going into this planet, I see so many deities, temples, but I cannot find the same thing I'm finding here with Krishna Balaram, Radha Govinda Madhava, Shishigor Nitai. And I'm so thankful, grateful that after the first saving by my Guru Maharaj of this place, you saved it a second time, and for our benefit. I'm so grateful that you brought so many cousins and your sons and daughters that they are enlivening the place, and it's so nice. They are serving so exemplary and in the midst of so much difficulties, and you are there always to maintain, support, and encourage everyone. And this is our chance in New Mayapur and in France to have you here and for now and many years to come. Right. Janananda Maharaj ki
So nice to meet you.
I'd like to request say a few words.
Haribol Maharaj. Because Lochan forced me to come. He's always trying to force me to. Yeah, I've heard it say that France only shone as a country when they had strong dictator-like people that were in charge, like Louis XIV, Napoleon, or other people we may have known in the past. But actually, you've proven that it's not necessarily true, because you've made things happen here through kindness and love and friendship. And I have to say that I've been very touched over the years that I've known you to see that. It's something that I see that is very rare in leaders in society at large, in ISKCON society as well. And I don't think I would be here if it wasn't for you, and if it wasn't for some of your disciples like Lochananda, who also show that kindness and friendship that you carry. I'm always amazed by your way of doing things. Just one small example. Some time ago, we had a meeting with all the leaders of New Mayapur, and the GBC were there as well. And some leaders, they mentioned that things were very difficult, and they didn't feel that they were being supported by all the devotees, and some of the leaders who were there, they were pointing the finger, saying, "Well, you should all support the temple presidents. You should all do this. You should all do that." And then when you spoke, you brought everything to yourself, and you said, "Wow, actually, I'd like to say how sorry I am that I wasn't there to support you through these difficult times and to be there for you. I didn't see the difficulties you were going through, and I've always touched by the way that you do things. So thank you for that, Maharaj. Thank you for also allowing me to be here to serve Srila Prabhupada, because no matter what my life is, I mean, there's one thing that I do believe is that this movement Srila Prabhupada's movement has to go on. And as Sundar Gopal was saying, Srila Prabhupada went to the lowest, to the Bowery, and you came here also to the lowest. Not that the lowest people were here, but in a place where in ISKCON was the lowest, where there was nothing happening, where there was so much fighting, where everybody was tired from all the years of fighting that had been going on. And you helped to pick it up, and you shone a light that we were able to follow, and also find our light to help shine on this project. So thank you, Maharaj, for being here. Hare Krishna.
Right, this guy is Titik Prabhu to say a few words. Okay.
Om Jnanananda Janananda Salakaya Chaksurunmilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Thank you very much, Maharaj, to give me some chance to say something about my experience since I know you. Like, I know Maharaj since 1990. I was Pujari in Malaysia, and Maharaj was a BBD in charge. That time he was Brahmachari.
Speak louder.
Yeah. So I know Maharaj since 1990, when I was in Malaysia. He was BBD in charge. That time he was Brahmachari, and that time I was Pujari in Kuala Lumpur. So since that time, I see how the qualities of sadhus, like dedicated to his guru. This is very important point that we can learn, we can observe how that Maharaj is so dedicated. Many Shastras says that the success in spiritual life is following the Guru instructions. Then the example, living is an example, you can see how Maharaj dedicated his life for his mission. So this very, very important point in a personal life. Dedicated our life to the teaching of the spiritual master and follow his footsteps. This I want to stress this because so clear in Maharaj. And Maharaj not only just giving that example how to follow the Guru, but his name is Janananda. From Janananda, Jana means Prasanna, Ananda, Ananda means the happiness, the pleasure. So himself is so happy. We can see how is the kirtan everywhere. He never stay idols. Always either dancing alone or dragging the people to dance with him. Everywhere we see. By chance, I met him many times, different places. But with friends, I didn't see much because I'm traveling a lot. So, but this example, we can see how the dedicated disciples of the beloved Guru giving some chance to us to give the example how we should dedicate ourselves to our Guru, then we achieve success in spiritual life. Jai Sala Guru Padaki. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
So, anyone, if I've forgotten any local senior devotees, anyone wants to remind me, or if anyone wants to come forward or raise their hand, they can do so. Shortly, we'll start with the disciples' offerings, but we wanted to give a chance to the local senior devotees. She didn't want to say. So we'd like to invite His Grace Pani Bhushan Prabhu.
Do a drama. They do a drama. All geared up for a drama.
Thakur explained that the first quality of Guru is disciples. And we know from scriptures and sadhus that in this world it is very rare to find a pure Guru, but it's even more rare to find a pure disciple. And Maharaj, for me and for all of us, you are a real disciple. You are a real disciple of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, because you prove it every day. Every day in all your actions, the way you are serving everyone, not only your disciples, but you are serving everyone. And everybody here can say, yes, you are really serving everyone, just like your dear most spiritual master is Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. And you're really following in his footsteps to bring this Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. And this movement is one big family, a big tree with many branches. And by your kindness, your empathy, all your divine qualities, you manage to bring us in the same family, teaching us, showing us by your actions how to serve the Vaishnavas, how to serve Srila Prabhupada, our acharyas. So there's no world big enough to say to be grateful to you and to say thank you. Dear Maharaj, thank you very much for everything you did, everything you are doing, and everything you will do in the future. His Holiness Srila Janananda Maharaj, Puja, all glories to our assembled devotees.
It's a wonderful family within a family. Yeah. Take family members.
Anyone else? I'll ask, but I don't think so. Prabhu, then I'll just use my phone. I'll just read from my phone, because my wife's not here to record anyway.
It's okay. So, I apologize if I've forgotten any local senior devotees. If there is anyone around.
No,
if there is anyone, we might be able to squeeze in at some point, but we will try now to start with the disciples of Maharaj. And we'd like to invite the great Ananda Bhardana Prabhu. Now we'll invite Mother Janavi from Germany.
I think Janavi, you took initiation in 2007, in Vyasa. She was the first disciple of Europe, together with one or two others. Hare Krishna and family live in Germany.
That's okay. Hare Krishna. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to your lotus feet. On this auspicious day of your Vyasa Puja, I bow my head in gratitude to your presence in my life. You are a living example of what it means to truly carry the heart and mission of Srila Prabhupada. When I see you on Harinam chanting with such joy, strength and fearlessness, I am reminded that the holy name is the greatest treasure, and that sharing it with the world is the highest compassion. Your love for Harinam Sankirtan is contagious. Wherever you go, whether busy cities, quiet streets, or remote places, you bring the holy name with you, without hesitation and without limits. Through your example, to teach us that chanting is not a ritual, but a lifeline, a gift that can awaken the dormant devotion in every soul. Seeing you chant, dance, and encourage others to join is like witnessing the mercy of Lord Chaitanya in action. You do not simply speak about Sankirtan, you embody it. You distribute books, you uplift hearts, you inspire devotees, and you show unlimited kindness to everyone you meet, whether a disciple, a devotee, or a stranger on the street. Your compassion is deep and natural. It flows effortlessly from your good heart. In your presence, one feels the warmth of genuine care, humility, and spiritual strength. Gurudev, I'm eternally grateful that you accepted me as your disciple, that you gave me initiation and visit shelter. You have given me the greatest gift, connection to the disciplic succession, and the chance to serve Krishna under your guidance. Although I am full of shortcomings, you continue to guide me patiently and mercifully. Your instructions, your example, and your blessings are the foundation of my spiritual life. Whatever progress I make is only by your mercy, and whatever obstacles I overcome are only because you stand behind me. I pray that I may be one day develop even a drop of compassion, dedication, and humility that you so naturally embody. Please bless me with the strength to follow your instructions, to serve the holy name, and to assist, even in the smallest way, in the mission of Lord Chaitanya and Srila Prabhupada that you carry so purely. On this sacred day, I renew my commitment to serve under your shelter and to try sincerely to be a disciple worthy of your kindness. Your insignificant servant, Janananda Devidasi.
So next we would like to invite the family of Madhavi Mataji. Perhaps Suchuta may speak on behalf.
Are the others in the room at the moment? Is your mother in the kitchen or?
Also, I've been told that they do need a bit of help in the kitchen for chapatis and other things, so if anyone would like to help, that opportunity is there.
Just hold there for a sec.
No one else? I'll go it. No one else.
We know they'll be good at this. Then we know
No, they'd be good.
we know they'll be good at it.
There was a course to learn to make chapatis because we had to cook them for Prabhupada. But they weren't perfect, they got rejected. They'd be round, perfectly cooked, like footballs. They had to puff up like footballs with little black spots all over them. Soft, fully cooked. Same with puris.
Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Janananda Goswami Niti Namine. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani Pacharini Nirvise Shunyavadi Pasha Deshatharini. Hare Krishna Dear Shri Gurudev. Please accept my humble obeisances at your divine Lotus feet. All glories to you on this most divine occasion of your 76th Vyasa Puja, and all glories to Srila Prabhupada, whose without mercy I would not have any hope of attaining your shelter. Dear Srila Gurudev, I must admit that I have no words to properly express my genuine gratitude to you. Perhaps this may be due to my many offenses and anarthas, which are clouding my attempt to glorify you, or perhaps it is the magnitude of your glories and the infinite amount of mercy that you have showered onto me, although I am not worthy of such fortune. Next to all of your blessings, guidance, patience, and nurturing that you have causelessly given me, a simple thank you seems to be almost redundant, given that your glories are limitless. How can I ever repay this debt of your mercy, let alone thank you properly? Dear Srila Gurudev, thank you for accepting me as your disciple. I know that I am a contaminated ocean of faults. I also know that without your mercy, this journey seems to be virtually insurmountable. I humbly beg for your forgiveness for all of my anarthas and offenses, although they must be unimaginably painful to you. I humbly pray for the strength to follow your instructions, Guru Maharaj, and for the mercy, for the opportunity to always be under the shade of your lotus feet, lifetime after lifetime. Thank you for all of your blessings and mercy, Guru Maharaj, as this is the only thing that sustains me in times of despair and confusion. Often, when life becomes too unbearable, and when Maya's hurdles are too difficult, remembering your mercy makes the challenges of Maya seem a little easier to navigate through, and this life feels a little bit more worth living. Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for always being there, no matter how dark the time may be. I pray for your mercy, Guru Maharaj, so I may be able to please you one day in my sadhana and services to Srila Prabhupada's movement and to their lordships. Your most unworthy and conditioned servant, Achyuta Das.
Who is just graduated in law, and he's one of the ISKCON legal. He's part of the legal ISKCON legal committee. The secretary, what are you? Secretary of the ISKCON legal department in the GBC. If any legal problems, you can see him sort them out for you. And his mother is sitting there. His mother is. He also, my husband, maybe the first disciples in Sydney, I'm not sure, I think so. Many years ago, 2007 or 8. Huh?
Seven.
2007, Sydney. An old family of devotees. Four of you again? Four from today. Hare Krishna, thank you very much.
So still in Sydney, Nityananda Pran Prabhu.
You're helping with part of the committee at the temple, right?
Yes, very much.
One of the temple managers of the Sydney temple.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Janananda Goswami Niti Namine. With the permission of my senior God sister Madhavi Mataji, I want to start the Vyasa Puja offering. I always get chastised by Shyamnanda Prabhu and Madhavi Mataji that I include their name in my offering to you. And last year I got chastised because I didn't offer to pay my obeisance of homages last year in Auckland, and I got chastised for that as well. So this year I had no chance that I had to pay my homage in person. And every time I write my offering, I actually feel this feeling hits me hard that one of the insulting questions that I asked you before when I was in shelter, having been in shelter with you,
I asked this question in one of the home programs that in the material world, we have all this hierarchy of devotees serving senior devotees and spiritual master. But once we go to the spiritual world, why is the same hierarchy? And every time I think about it, it just makes me feel sad that when now the kids are growing up, when they ask me that when we are small, that you are taking care of us, Dad, but then when we are grown up, why do we need you? Is the same insulting question that I asked you. But you were very kind enough to say in a very politeful and unhurting way the importance of having a spiritual master and the importance of a guru, and you made me understand there is hierarchy in this material world because there is hierarchy in the spiritual world. And you made me understand that the hierarchy in the material world, though we see it as governed by fame and power, the hierarchy in the spiritual world is through compassion and love. So I really thank you for that. And I'm more of a laid back person, and though when you come to Sydney, I think I can think of nothing else other than being with you and traveling with you and serving you. But as soon as you catch your flight to the next destination, my mind is out of that and life happens and other things take over. But every time when I meet Madhavi Mataji, Shyamananda Prabhu, Madhunanda Prabhu, Lakshmi Priya Mataji, and Achyuta Keshav, they always talk about you. I feel embarrassed that I don't love you as much as they love you. And I one day seek that I have the same love as they have. And I write this offering once in a year, but every time I see Madhavi Mataji, Shyamananda Prabhu, and Achyuta Keshav, and even Madhunanda Prabhu go out on Harinam every week, whether it's scorching hot or it is raining or it's winter, I just feel so embarrassed that I don't do any service to please you. I really hope that my laid back personality, which has helped me to deal with certain things and be stable, but I really feel that there is something that I need to work on in developing a love towards you. And Guru Maharaj, my laid back personality has been challenged this year with a lot of things happening in the temple as well, with how devotees have been dealt. So I had to stand up, and we are trying to establish a devotee care program, which was tried before but didn't take off. But this time we are giving another go. I really request your blessings for that. And when I look back at the way you deal with devotees, it's not about anything about instructions, but it's the time that you spend. I remember once when a couple of two devotees who were planning to get married, they wanted to have personal darshan with you. I brought them inside the sannyasi room, and while I was trying to get out, arranging things so that they can have personal time with you, they actually sat down, and you very casually asked them to just sit on the sofa, and they said like, no, it's okay, Maharaj. He said, no, it's just a casual conversation. And then you made them feel comfortable even before the conversation started. And they were so appreciative of the fact that, they didn't feel like they're talking to some senior devotee. They felt like they were just talking to someone who genuinely cared about them. And another quality that I've seen is like you're so humble that you don't even think twice saying things to put you down. Like I have this vivid example where just before the Bhagavatam class was about to start in Sydney, all the routine is we chant the Sishtakshakam prayer after Guru Puja. All the brahmacharis face the deities to pray the Sishtakshakam prayers. And then you were waiting for that and you were chanting. And then as soon as they finished, you said that, oh, it's so nice to see the way you guys chant Sishtakshakam prayer with so much devotion. I just do it just to get over with it. There's some things that nobody would want to even say that, but you were more than happy to say that, appreciate others and put yourself down on that. So with devotee care program, we wanted to make sure that we be there for other people and take your guidance and the mood that you carry. And I would like to conclude my offering by thanking you for all the hardships that you go through for us, and hope one day I will be able to do justice for the nourishment and the love that you provided and still providing. And I remember there's some couple of instructions that you gave me last year which I could not fulfill, but I really looking forward next year to actually making steps to make sure I satisfy them. Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for being with us. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. His wife and his two daughters are both here today as well.
Hare Krishna. Maharaj is my Shiksha Guru. I love him as dear as my Guru Maharaj as well. Please accept my respectful obeisances, dear Guru Maharaj. I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude and express how your instructions had affected our lives. Thank you for allowing us to come over for your Vyasa Puja and allowing us to get your association of Srila Prabhupada disciples and other Vaishnavas, and of course beautiful deities. With Maharaj, every day is an opportunity for festival. Because wherever he goes, he does kirtan. He's out on Harinam, encourages devotees in Harinam. In my initial days of Krishna consciousness, I would follow different Maharajas to understand their mood and how they inspire their disciples. Well, it was one such occasion I happened to be with Maharaj, and it was first Harinam in my life. Having a conservative background, I was not someone who was happy to be out in the street and singing. But since Harinam was at Newcastle, I was like, I could go, I could try. I thought I would do, and who would know me even if I'm on the street. So like that, I was training my mind there, going out. I vividly remember Maharaj giving a small lecture before going out, and that lecture was very soft voice, and I was like, if Maharaj chants like this, nobody would see us, so I'll be okay to go on the street. But so this was one more tick for my mind to say it's okay. Then in a while, we were all asked to be ready to go out. We were asked to form lines, 2 or 3 in a row. Maharaj is always particular not to disturb the public during Harinam. So he organized and arranged our troop before going out. So now is the moment. The Harinam was about to start. I suddenly heard a loud, thunderous voice chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Not even in my wildest dreams, I thought this voice would come from this person, because all the while I've seen very soft voice, and now I'm out on the street and this loud voice is attracting everyone. Actually, I didn't want to come, but I would have asked my husband to just leave, and didn't succeed. I wanted to hide myself, but how could I? We were chanting and we were also moving. I felt like the whole world was watching me. Couldn't hide out, but had to walk with the group. I somehow did it, and it was in that state, given a chance, I thought, let me follow Maharaj and see what happens. Then we walked along the beach and chanted, and yes, we finally finished the Harinam. After that, when we got a chance to speak to Maharaj, my husband was mentioning to Maharaj how I didn't like to come on Harinam and how I felt. Maharaj said to him, did you like going on Harinam? He said, yes. See, she didn't like it, but still she came. She gets more mercy. And I not only felt consoled, but also felt inspired. So every year when Maharaj comes, we will all go in Harinam, and then we also join Harinam during the week to distribute books. Sometimes whenever Maharaj would come and chant on the streets, we would blissfully be chanting, and so soon we finish Harinam, then we would see rain also come. We would be like, yes, we have done it with Maharaj and Harinam. Most of the times it happens that when Maharaj finishes Harinam, there would often be rain. I have also watched Maharaj dance and spin and in bliss, totally immersed, and that even a youth of this generation cannot compete with his enthusiasm and vigor. Just when we would think he's tired and he would stop, he would go all out for one more round and continue to inspire others. On any given occasion, Maharaj would take the opportunity to help us pronounce the Maha Mantra with utmost attention, or if it's in a kirtan, if we are singing it incorrectly, he would lovingly correct us, saying it is Rama, not Ram. If it's new people in a hall, he would say, "Can you raise your hands? Can you say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare." So also during these initial days, I was fighting with so much negativity within my turbulent mind. I felt like Maharaj knew it, and at one point he had offered a garland and blessing, which actually had helped me reduce so much of my negative thinking. I get opportunity to serve Maharaj by cooking, so I did. I learned Khichdi from Maharaj himself when he was teaching his disciple. Maharaj had it and he appreciated it. He was so happy. When once he had tasted Sandesh Mahaprasad, which I had cooked for lordships, he had tasted and appreciated it. For a person in self-doubt, all this appreciation felt like, yes, you can do it. Continue your services, lifted my spirit. Like this, in so many occasions, Maharaj has personally given his mercy and blessings. I know I've taken so much of my the time from devotees. I'm sorry about it, but I would thank you for giving me this time. Hare
All these devotees from New Zealand and Australia, many of them are regular financial supporters of the Bible. Thank you very much for that.
All of the previous families who have spoken, I just want to say personal thanks that whenever we would travel with Maharaj, they would, go out of their way to, clear out bedrooms and give us space to stay in their house. And just thank you to Janananda and Prabhu and all the devotees who helped us so much in that way. Now we will invite Kalindi Mataji from Slovakia.
Come all the way on her own. Long journey.
Here?
Far outside on the Ukrainian border.
Okay. Bolt.
No.
Krishna.
Small group of disciples are back here.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Bhutala Shimate Janananda Goswami Tinamane. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Bhutala Shimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamane. Vanchakalpatarupescha Kripasinadeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavedyo Namo Namo. Guru Maharaj, I'm very happy that I made it to Maya for this time, because it's a long journey, but I'm very happy to express myself personally. So I wrote little some words to this Vyasa Puja day. When the Supreme Lord Krishna decided to have a company, he manifested his eternal associates and the jivas, and he put the hidden potency of Krishna Prema into their hearts. But if he wasn't conquered by the pure love of his beloved Radha and her friends, and if he didn't appear as Lord Chaitanya, the hidden treasure of Krishna Prana would not be possible to attain for the jivas, for the beings like us. If Nitai would not open the marketplace of the holy name, if it wasn't Srila Rupa Shri Sanatan, Vaid Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Vinod, Bhakti Siddhanta, and Srila Prabhupada, if there were not Prabhupada's disciples, we would not be disciples today. It is true, Guru Maharaj, through whom the holy name is given in its real form. and it is you through whom the mantras are delivered into the ear. You are mercifully inviting us to the service of our beloved Lord, and in the service of Srila Prabhupada, you deliver all the necessary paraphernalia to be used in the worship of our beloveds. We already have everything. Just we have to grab it and use it for pleasure of the Lord. But Lord is saying that who claims to be his devotee is actually not his devotee. But the person who is devotee of his devotee, that person is his devotee. That person he will accept. It is a great gift from the Lord to have you and to have devotees all around. Every year when this day comes, I reconsider what is my relationship to this Krishna's servant, you, and to the Lord's devotees in general, so that I can approach you in the way which is pleasing to you, to Srila Prabhupada, and all the servants in our parampara. To be a real disciple is not a cheap thing. It's not only getting a new name during yagya. I would like to thank you that you are such a great example for us. How being able to one day walk in your footsteps as you walk in the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada. To say thank you is not enough. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Now we will invite Janananda Prabhu and Ganga.
I think you all know who Janananda Prabhu is. They live here in my a massive apartment up there on the second floor. Luxury suite.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. So I would like to thank you, Maharaj, for inspiring so many devotees to serve and support the French Yatra, reviving it. Thank you for showing us the example of how to be dedicated to Srila Prabhupada, giving all of what you have in Krishna's service, your time, your energy, your health, anything given to you, all your heart. You are showing us the example of how to always be caring towards devotees, compassionate with all the living entities, and determined to share Krishna consciousness by your steady example, your sweetness, by the Mahamantra and through Srila Prabhupada's books. Your purity and simplicity is melting everyone's heart and inspiring all of us to try to follow in your footsteps. I apologize for not always representing you nicely, not always being able to please you.
Mayapur. Undoubtedly my best 3 weeks.
1 day of book distribution.
Yeah, 1 day of book distribution. Here in New Mayapur, if you do 2 services of 3 hours, it feels like a holiday. So thank you, Maharaj, for this opportunity. If I continue reading...
How many hours did they ask you to do?
I'll let Manju Ali and others to speak on that. If I continue reading this, I think I'll cry like a 44 years old child. Myself, Madhavananda Das from Gold Coast Bhakti Center. I'm the second disciple from Gold Coast. First one was Lochan. We both have been friends for almost 18, 19 years. I think we joined a week apart. He came here, left me alone there, but I know he's doing a better service. To keep the mood light, I would like to share 3 stories, because if I go with my homages, I'll definitely cry. And I cry more than him, for sure. And he looks terrible than me when he's crying. So I look better than him. So I like to 3 aspects of Guru Maharaj: compassion, humility, and personal attachment. There is a story about compassion I heard from His Holiness Mahavishnu Maharaj, the one with the hat on. So he was telling that Once Mahavishnu Maharaj was sleeping in Scandinavia. In the middle of a night, a brahmachari came into his room, and he thought that it was a thief who came in his room. So with his whole force, he took a punch on his belly. And guess who that brahmachari was? On the chest. That brahmachari was His Holiness Janananda Goswami Maharaj. And they are still friends. And Maharaj said...
He actually thought it was an intruder, not a
Yeah.
brahmachari. He thought someone was breaking in. I was going to the bathroom. And we were sleeping one side of the truck and he was on the other side. As I came back in, he went full on bad. And out of action for about 4 days.
And Maharaj said that his compassion was that after that he never